Welcome to this week's Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blind Intelligence. I'm your host, Miss Roni, where I always seek to give you exquisite cranial repertoire. This week, we are going to talk about the implications for the music industry concerning this Sean P. Diddy Combs trial. The Sean P. Diddy Combs trial presents profound implications for the music industry, particularly concerning the psychological effects on artists and the broader cultural dynamics within the industry. The trial has the potential to create significant psychological effects on various stakeholders within the music industry, fans, and business partners. First, the disturbing testimony from Cassie regarding physical and psychological abuse highlights a pervasive issue of power dynamics in the music scene. And there is a lot of that because even with other artists, people are trying to block people from making money. So there is several different types of power dynamics in the music scene. Artists may feel pressure to remain silent about their experiences due to fear of repercussions, thereby perpetrating an environment where abuse can thrive unchecked. In this trial, fans experience a range of emotions, including betrayal and anger, upon hearing the graphic details of the abuse, such as sores in her mouth from too much and too long, as well as infection. This has led to a shift in how Puffy is perceived by his fans and business partners, potentially causing them to distance themselves from Combs. And they have been doing that. And I was watching Tisa Tales, and she was saying that although it's a lot of people against him, that he still has a lot of supporters, for which I'm kind of like Kendrick now. I'm looking at you too. But the psychological impact on fans may also manifest in increased discussions around mental health and abusive relationships, prompting a more nuanced understanding of these issues in popular culture. One safety measure could be that record labels and producers implement stricter guidelines to ensure the safety and well-being of their artists. And sometimes that's easier said than done because it depends on what genre you're in, what could happen, even at the studio. So I think that it not only just for the sexual abuse, but in the power dynamics, but just safety on its own could still pose a problem for even just being in the studio. But this could foster a more supportive environment, encouraging victims to come forward and reducing the stigma associated with discussing abuse. Or Puffy could have tried this on a stronger woman, and this would have led to an increase in domestic violence because somebody would have whooped his ass. Now, I believe he still should have his ass whooped. Furthermore, the controlling behavior described in the trial, such as drug-induced demands, illustrates the detrimental effects of substance abuse, not only on the individual involved, but on their artistic output. The normalization of such behavior in the industry could inadvertently signal to upcoming artists that such control is acceptable, contributing to a toxic culture. And it's not acceptable and it's not okay. We're always taught that as far as you can reach your hand out in front of you, that is your personal space. Now, the removal of Combs' children from the courtroom on the first day to me was bullshit. Why were they able to stomach the details in the following days? The question is about the impact this trial will have on young artists who may witness similar abusive dynamics in their own environments. The decision of the Combs children to remain in the subsequent days could be interpreted as desensitization to trauma, which could send a message to a generation of young artists who are emotionally stunted or unable to express their vulnerabilities in a healthy manner. The graphic nature of the testimony may deter artists from entering into the business, fearing that they may encounter similar treatment. This could lead to a decrease in diversity of voices and stories within music, as fewer individuals may be willing to risk their mental well-being for a chance of success. For business partners, the implications could be severe. Brands associated with Combs may face public, public backlash, leading to a reevaluation of their partnership. And I even think that in this sense, and with everything that Puffy have going on, he may need to reevaluate his partnership with what's his name, Kanye West, because he has all these different names now. But I don't know if that's even helping either one of them. Companies might fear damage to their reputation, triggering a broader conversation about accountability in the music industry. The fallout from this trial could inspire other business partners to prioritize ethical considerations when aligning with artists, thereby reshaping business practices within the industry. The long-term psychological effect may also manifest as increased anxiety and depression rates among artists, compounded by the fear of public scrutiny. The music industry often glorifies resilience, but this can overshadow the need for mental health support. As the public becomes more aware of these issues, there may be a shift towards advocating for a better mental health resources within the music and entertainment industry. And I know that they have like entertainment counseling, and it's a high need to perform. The Sean P. Diddy Combs trial serves as a critical reflection point for the music industry, highlighting the need for change and how artists are treated and the importance of fostering a supportive environment. The psychological ramifications of this trial could lead to a significant cultural shift, pushing for greater accountability and transparency in business. Overall, the evidence presented in the trial is likely to initiate critical conversations about mental health, abuse, and accountability in the music industry, influencing not only artists but also their fans and business connections. And from my understanding, Puffy had like a meltdown in class where they have to, in court, where they have to, where he started taking over and his defense wasn't even able to defend him. But we'll get more into that when I come back with more information. But anyway, remember you can catch Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence on all podcasting platforms. You can catch us streaming on social media, and you can copy your merch or ask questions or have a conversation or anything at www.blonde-intelligence.com. And I will see you later on. Bye.
Hey girl, let me tell you about this podcast.
Girl, everybody has a podcast these days.
But this one interviews new and interesting indie artists. It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Really? Where can I find it?
It's on all podcasting platforms, streams live on social media, and on rpentradio.com.
What'd you say it was called again?
It's called Indie Artist Music Hustle with Blunt Intelligence.
Girl, I'm gonna have to check her out.
Give it a check, girl.